Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival with Lone Debater 7, the full release edition. And today, we are just going to be talking about what to do once you reach level 10. So, we're in space right now. I went ahead, we have modified the ship a little bit. Let's see. I forget how you scroll with the zoom wheel. But anyway, we have modified the ship. It does have a warp drive on it now. Which we put in 60 warp crystals for that, so we can go out 30 AU at the most at the moment. It's only a tier 1. We need to upgrade to tier 2 because we are over the limit, not by too much, but just by a little bit. In order to stay underneath that, it'll help on our power usage, all that kind of stuff. Outside of that, though, to actually get the warp core as well as be able to build a tier 2 CPU. Well, I want to build a tier 2 CPU, right? So that's kind of what was guiding this decision. To build a tier 2 CPU, you need to have at least a little bit of neodymium. I believe it's for the flux coils that take that, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, we need neodymium to build the next set of stuff. And we don't have any between our planet, our moon, or the asteroids in this sector of space. So basically, what that means is you have to warp to another sector that has neodymium in it in order to get it. So we're still in the same star system, the Eloin system, I guess. So we've got these asteroid fields, right? That's what these guys are. So they're not actually planets or moons or anything that you land on. They're just asteroids out in space, so you can go there and mine. So they have a lot more resources than going down to a planet, and it's typically faster to gather it this way than going down to the planet. Assuming you've got a temperature EVA boost or some way of keeping yourself warm while you're mining. But we'll kind of cover that in this episode too once we get there. But anyway, I picked this one, Diupe Psi, 2.8 AU versus 3.3 at Oraresh Pi, because they all basically have the same thing. Some of them don't have Sathium, this one does. So if I click on this Sathium, Neodymium, and Titanium. We need all three of these resources right now because we don't have any, so I'm going to gather them up. We could also get some ice if we really wanted to. It just depends. I do have a water generator set up on the planet, and we've got like a few hundred water containers already, so I'm not too concerned about mining the ice asteroids. But I do want to mine out a Titanium, a Neodymium, and a Scythium, asteroid, and get about 1,000 of each of those resources if I can, just because that should be enough to do what we need. Anyway, guys, so once you build your warp, okay, we know we need to go to a different system to get neodymium. We know where neodymium is. We know we need to warp there. So to actually warp, you can do it with a small vessel or a capital vessel. Capital vessels are way more expensive than small vessels, however, so you probably won't have one at this point in the game. And you need a pentaxid tank to hold the fuel, the warp fuel. And then you also need a short-range warp drive for the small vessel or the regular warp drive right here for the capital vessel. But anyway, so you need both of those. In order to get the warp drive, you need level 10, so you need 22 total unlock points and level 10 in order to be able to upgrade your capital vessel to warp, or at least get the recipes to be able to do it. Then you also need a fair amount of cobalt, because this takes 4 energy matrix and 50 alloy, and I believe the core takes a fair amount as well. Yeah, 10 energy matrix and 50 alloy. So you need to have cobalt in order to build the warp drive. So it's good we had cobalt asteroids in our orbit, otherwise this would have been a lot harder. You would have to basically gather enough stuff and trade with the Polaris in order to buy cobalt, assuming that they sold it somewhere, which I think they do at the orbital station. But we're going to warp over. We built our ship with the warp drive, fueled it up. Once you get up to speed and have locked your target, you hit K and it will warp you through. It does this cool little like animated screen showing that you're warping through space. So that has changed since the last time I've played. It used to be like a static loading screen, but it's kind of cool that it's not. Anyway, we're now in the asteroid system, so there's a fair amount of Xerax stuff, but we might just be able to get what we're looking for. We kind of have to get lucky because there's so many different asteroids in this system. Shipyard, okay, that should be fine, I think. Ice, I don't care about at this point. And the reason why they have ice asteroids, right? Let's say you wanted to have like your base be a capital vessel, right? The only real things you can't get in space is water and oxygen. So if you have ice asteroids, you can get water, and you can make oxygen with water. So water is kind of the big thing in space that's hard to get. So those asteroids were put in the game to kind of give you a means to acquire water while traveling the stars. Pretty cool in my opinion. But anyway, so we found an ice asteroid. There should be a fair amount more. It doesn't really say how many, but there's a lot. All the little white outlined guys like this are asteroids typically, or there'll be some like point of interest that you'll want to go take out. In between sessions, I did also go and salvage a decent chunk of a crash capital vessel. I mean, I got almost 8,000 Sathium plates out of like half of it after looting the boxes, so that was really helpful, just to get some like steel and plating and things like that. But so I would recommend, if you find like a crash capital vessel, definitely go take the time to salvage it. The way to do it is you push the N key here and you go into debug and hit show structural integrity, and what that will do is it will tell you where to break the blocks in order to collapse the structure. Anyway, so we're at our asteroid. We're just going to get close because what I like to do is stand on the cockpit, hit F, hit your drone, get out your drill or whatever you're going to use and fly over and do it, because then I don't manually have to collect the ore as it falls, which would kind of be a pain in the ass in space. And when I get cold or radiated or whatever, I can just hop back into the cockpit, no problem. It looks like we're going to have to move the ship a little bit closer, but that's alright. We're starting to get cold anyway, so hopping back in will be good to fix that effect. So we'll hop back in. We're freezing. That's okay. Come on, flip around. Cool. We got back in, so we'll just sit in the ship for a minute and it will rebalance our temperature. Not a big deal. This is basically what I'm doing at the moment to space mine, just because I don't have the like laser turrets for my ship unlocked yet. I think that comes at like level 20 or something. It's a ways, yeah. Drill module T2 laser, so level 20. You can unlock these and then you can mine just while sitting in your ship. Pretty slick, but anyway, so we've got our titanium asteroid. I'm gonna mine this out pretty well. Like I said, I want to get about 1,000 of each of these resources just so I've got a decent sized stockpile, because basically at this point what I need to do is keep pushing to get levels so I get the unlock points and everything I need to build a capital vessel, and then that's kind of the next step, build a warp capable capital vessel. That way we can start traveling between the star systems. So it's an endeavor, I will say that, but it's a fun one. I'm looking forward to it, and it shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, once we get the neodymium and everything, those are kind of the primary things we're lacking at this point. Like, I went out and mined out a bunch of iron, copper, and silicon, and promethium, so we've got a fair amount of that, but we need these, like, mid-tier materials as well to build the actual, like, blocks and stuff. But anyway, guys, so that's kind of what we're doing at this point. I'm going to go around, mine out these asteroids, and then next time we'll probably come back, kind of show off what we've got down at the base, how we changed the defenses around a little bit, and things like that. So if you're enjoying the series, enjoyed the episode, and just like Empyrion Galactic Survival in general, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always, and until next time, this has been Lone Debater 7, and we will see you.